Fury in the house.
Live
sir.
in the flesh. How you doing, sir?
Ryan Campbell, Luke Thomas.
Let's get him
pleasure.
a microphone, right? Where's his microphone?
Let's get this beautiful man a microphone.
There we are.
Tommy, no insult to your lineage and the great people of your extended family, but I'm really going to need to see the DNA test. There's no way with that face that you're in the male lineage of the Furies. There's some ugly fighting men, and you know that.
Do you know how many times people have said that to me? I think I must have got switched up at the hospital, eh?
All right, first time fighting in the United States, yes?
First time fighting in the United States. I've been over a few times around Fight Week. Obviously, Tyson fights over here. So, I've become pretty accustomed to what the USA holds when you're fighting over here. I've seen, all the fight nights, all the fight weeks, the build-ups, I'm used to it. It's not my first rodeo because from a young kid I've seen Tyson, box Klitschko, box all these great guys, and I've always been there Fight Week, watching how he handles himself, watching what he does on Fight Week, and I've just thought to myself, when my time comes, which is now, I'm going to do the exact same now. So I flew me and my team over here. We know exactly how to handle business, and this is easy work.
Okay, that's an advantage that can be gained of the pressure that comes with the Fury name. You've also lived and watched your brother Tyson do big things. Like you mentioned, it kind of feels normal. What else do you think you took just from being raised by one of my favorite people in the world, Big John Fury, in terms of predestined toughness that your other opponents won't have?
Everything. To be a Fury, you grow up fighting. You don't do anything else. It's fight, fight, fight. As a kid, fight, fight, fight. And that's all I've done my entire life. I've been around fighters. Everyone in my family does it. And now it's my time. I'm coming here. It's my UK debut. I cannot wait to perform for everybody here. I've been recepted so well. And I just cannot wait to get in that ring Sunday night and perform for everybody.
What's more pressure for you? Not even that you care per se, but just in terms of what you're feeling. Carrying the Fury last name or the tabloid media that comes from being in Love Island and reality TV?
I don't feel one bit of pressure because there's only pressure when you're trying to live up to somebody. And I've said this time and time again, there will never ever be another Tyson Fury. No one will ever come close. I'm only trying to do the best that I can do. And as long as I'm being the best version of Tommy Fury, I don't care what that is. I'm here, I'm my own man, I'm here to do my own things, I'm not here to copy anybody. So I'm not trying to live up to anybody, so that takes all the pressure off. I'm here to do the best that I can do, not to try and follow in Tyson's footsteps, to make my own footsteps.
Do you feel like the UK media is unfair?
I mean, media is media. Whatever you do in this world, everyone's going to have a good comment and a bad comment. So I don't really care about that. I do what I want to do. As long as my family and my friends and my team around me think I'm doing right, that's all that matters to me.
Tommy, you sweat effortlessly. I, on the other hand, have not sweat well. How embarrassed should I be right now?
Pretty embarrassed.
I'm drinking a hell of a lot of black coffees at the minute, so I think that's the key to sweat, guys. So if you want to get a Starbucks order,
guys like us, Luke.
You'll end up like me.
Yes.
Guys like us.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your opponent, Anthony Taylor, got a little bit of an MMA background, but also has some insight to the Jake Paul camp. So that's building this narrative. Yeah. Jake Paul in the main event against Tyron Woodley. U.S. debut for Tommy Fury, Tyson's brother, famous in his own right. Are you thinking what we're thinking?
I mean, of course. Everybody's thinking that, but for me, that doesn't matter to me. Jake Paul doesn't even exist in my eyes. The only person I'm concentrating on here is Anthony Taylor. Jake Paul doesn't come into my mind once during this week, during this whole fight build-up. I've got to take care of this man on Sunday, which I intend to do in style. Then we can think about that. But until that's done, Anthony Taylor.
Did you watch a lot of tape on Taylor?
No, I've not watched anything. Obviously, what you've got on YouTube, but being in the cage and being in the ring is two different things.
Right.
And I know how long I've been in that ring, sparred up and down. I've been doing this my whole life. And when you've not been in it your whole life and you think you can get in there and just throw hands with someone who has, it's a very different story, and he's going to see that on Sunday night.
Sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you a real question here, because I know a lot of people that are watching may be thinking like this. Jake and Logan Paul are in a lot of ways the faces of this new subgenre of celebrity crossover boxing. It's all part of the boxing. It's all professional for the most part, except for some exhibitions. But it's developed and aimed at ticket sales, at getting people excited. Are you in this for the money and fame and fight Jake Paul and the big celebrity? Or are you in this for what Jake also says in certain interviews? Be like, I don't care about that crap. I want to be a real fighter. I'm a Fury. This is what we do. What's the split on that for you?
I think it speaks for itself. You've got the want to be famous, the want to be Instagram famous behind us in Mr. Anthony Taylor shouting about, can't get off his phone, doing any autographs that's out there. You've got me, who's not been on my phone once in Fight Week. I've been living and training like a demon. I don't care about fame. I don't care about money. All I'm in this to be is a world champion. And what I see is this. I'm on a long road, and I'm stopping off to refill the car. That's all I'm doing here. I'm coming off. It's easy money. I'm not part of this YouTubing thing. I'm a fighting man. These boys that you're talking about here, the bloggers, the YouTubers who've just come into this sport, I've been doing this sport my entire life. and I'm coming here to show these boys that you can't just pick it up and expect to compete with the real boys.
So part of this is creating some separation in the minds of fans. There's the YouTube thing, and then there's the Tommy Fury thing, and there's not a lot of overlap.
There's the YouTube thing, and then you've got the real deal, and that's me. And that's why I've come over here to take this fight and show everybody, listen, don't put me in that YouTube category, because I am not in that category.
Okay, so this is a big fight for you. Let's say you win, everything goes well. Give me what you think is realistic in terms of goals for 2022.
Anything's possible. I mean, if you'd have asked me 12 months, would I be sitting here talking to you guys, you know, fighting whoever I'm fighting and fighting on Jake Paul's undercard, I would have laughed in your face. You know, nobody knows what tomorrow holds, so we're going to take each fight by fight. We're going to take each day as it comes, and we'll see what 2022 has to hold.
Please do for us. Break down Jake Paul as a fighter. The pluses, the minuses through 3 pro fights, 4 rounds overall.
Yeah, and
what kind of feeling
and
are
prediction
you
for the main event.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. You know, Jake Paul is a YouTuber. He's only been doing this for a short while. The guy's doing good. He's doing good. You can't say he's not. You know, he's taking care of business. He looks as good as he can after 3 fights. You know, let's not mistake this. The guy's doing well, but to think he can call out names like he has been doing and fight these guys, you know,
like Canelo, it's like,
yeah,
what?
It's ridiculous. That he needs to stop. If he wants to be a real fighter and get respected in this sport, stop talking about Canelos and Mayweather and all sort of stuff. Knuckle down. Stop fighting MMA people, because we all know the reason why he's fighting MMA people. We all know that. So that doesn't need to be mentioned. Start fighting some real fighters, and if he thinks he's a real deal, come and face me. I'm no Olympic gold medalist here. I've had 6 amateur fights when I was a kid, and I'm here now. So I'm not no great shakes. If he wants to get it on, we can get it on. I mean, fight prediction for his fight, there's no way in hell, you know, Tyrone should lose his fight. Tyrone's been fighting all his life as well. He knows what it's like to be in a fight. He knows how to get by. He knows how to recover from being hurt. Jake Paul's not witnessed any of this stuff. You know, we're going to see Jake Paul in a fight for the first time on Sunday night. And the main thing that we all want to see is how he deals under pressure, getting hit with shots that he's going to get hit with, and how he recovers. Because we've all been there. I've had fights. I've been knocked up and down my whole life. So I know what to do. I know what I've got inside me. Let's see if Jake Paul's got the minerals for it.
Very quickly, I just want to remind the folks, you're looking at Daniel Dubois in the ring here in Cleveland. Go ahead, BC.
Yeah, young British heavyweight have an important fight himself on this undercard. When we look at the idea even of you fighting Jake Paul, and it's not just, like, I respect that both of you want to prove how legit you are, and that should be your mentality, but you know you're going to bring in a lot of fans from the reality tabloid side. He's going to bring in a lot of fans from all of his many endeavors, acting, YouTubing, and all that. Is that a soccer stadium fight? I mean, how big would the draw be for something like that?
Don't get me wrong. I've got nearly 4 million people following me back in the UK and over here and around the world. Jake's got however many followers he's got. It's a massive, massive, colossal fight. Everybody knows that. But I've got to take care of business on Sunday, and so has he. And providing we both come through our fights, let's get it on. I've been saying this through this whole thing. I am not running away from nobody. I've not had to put Jake Paul in with a sparring partner because I've not got the minerals to fight him first. Jake Paul wants to gauge how I am. He hasn't got the minerals to get straight in there. Whereas if it was me on his foot and someone wanted to fight me, I'd be straight in there. So, God willing, we both come through on Sunday. There's no more excuses. Let's get it on.
He's firing me up.
Yeah,
He's firing me up right now.
We were debating this earlier. If they put a fight between you and Jake Paul in the UK, let's assume it was promoted correctly, could you sell 50,000 tickets for that?
More.
You think so?
100% more. I am one of the most, Instagram famous, whatever you want. They've got 4 million followers almost. Jake's a world famous phenomenon. Of course we can sell 50,000 tickets. That isn't a problem. Even if it's not done right, 50,000 tickets will be sold. This is a mega fight, don't get me wrong. It is a mega fight. But like I say, I'm not here to jinx anything. I've got to get through Mr. Taylor on Sunday night, and then I'm open to everything. But until then, boys, I can't talk about Jake Paul because he is not in my mindset right now.
Oh, man, this guy, he's getting me fired up, okay? He's talking the talk right now.
My wife is a huge Love Island fan. What is the worst part about being on Love Island?
There's no worst part about being on Love Island. You're surrounded by girls, sun. You don't have to do a handstand. You're sunbathing all day. What's not to hate? At the end of the day.
Where was the British island? Where were you guys? Were you guys in Hawaii?
So we were in Spain. It's called Spain. And it was called Mallorca, which is a little place in Spain.
Oh, Mallorca, yeah.
Yeah, Mallorca, yeah. So it was way up in the hills. Nobody around for miles. In a villa that they use all the time. Your camera 24 hours, mic'd up 24 hours. It's one of them. But if you're real, you do well on it. But if you've got something to hide in your video 24 hours a day, you're going to slip up somewhere.
I told my wife I was amazed. You and your girlfriend Molly May, right? You're still together?
Still together.
Amazing.
Molly May's my soulmate. She's my life partner.
Wow.
And Love Island
You're
game.
22?
22.
Well, don't use those words just yet.
I will use them words.
Okay,
You know why?
all right.
Because I'm confident. She's everything that I want in a missus. She supports me. She's right by my side every step of the way. And I'm not one of these guys who lives in clubs chasing women. That doesn't satisfy me. I'm out to be a world champion and achieve my dreams. And I've not got time to mess around with women on the way.
Fair enough.
You know, I've got my missus at the side of me. Let's go on and collect them belts.
All right, after a real wholesome answer like that, this next question is probably going to make you upset. I thought it was inappropriate, but my co-host was big on asking it. Your DMs on a daily basis must look like the Magic Kingdom. I mean, it just must be, you know.
Boys, I'll be honest with you. I don't check.
Can I look for you, please?
I mean, I'll send you my password later on. You can have a look for it. I'm sure you can satisfy yourself in there.
Fair enough.
All right, there you have it right there.
I would absolutely, I don't know what I would do if I was living in his shoes.
Freeze, baby, like a deer in headlights.
We did want to ask you on the way out, with the connection to Tyson, how often have you guys trained together?
Right.
How often do you mix it up?
And also, on top of that, it's one thing to be like, hey, I want to train with him. It's another one to be like, I want to carve my own path. How do you navigate that?
Very easily, you know. Tyson's on his own path. You know, Tyson's there. You know, Tyson in my eyes is probably the greatest fighter who ever lived. You know, from what he's been through and what he's done to come back and be where he is now. That's inspiration in my eyes. Like, you know, you talk about Anthony Taylor, who's been involved in the Jake Paul build-up. Anthony Taylor's been inspiring Jake Paul. I've been inspiring my brother Tyson, who's the best heavyweight in the world. I've been around world-class, top world champions who are also in the gym. I'm surrounded by class. At the end of the day, it just speaks for itself.
All right, well, we got to wrap this up because Tyron Woodley's getting in the ring. Tommy Fury, you're going to open up the pay-per-view on Sunday night, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Cannot wait to see it. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, guys. God bless and take it easy.
There he is. Tommy Fury. Thank you so much. All right.
August 29th, Tyron's walking into hell. He's just going to burn alive. It's going to be embarrassing as fuck.
I think Jake, some of his antics, I don't think it's disrespect. I think it's a mental warfare because you got to recognize how much experience I have. I got to keep reminding myself he's a child, that, you know, he's doing things that somebody his age should be doing.
I think with every fight, my confidence grows and grows and grows. Beating Ben Askren, I was just like, damn, like I can really punch someone.
Jake is nervous about this fight. You know, he's nervous in the face-offs. He's saying, I see fear, and you haven't had enough face-offs to see fear. I've looked at somebody and I've seen fear, and I knew it was going to be over with in the first round. You can't say in 2.5 fights that you've done that.
I'm naturally talented, gifted, naturally athletic, naturally powerful. I'm also just a really fucking hard worker, and I show up every single day, do every single thing right. That's what has made me a real sharp fighter. If we have to go 8 hard rounds, I'm ready.